This was a film where when the studio and Hugh turned to me, there was a blank page about what it was.
Some directors follow formulas. James Mangold breaks them.
That you don't, what I find is that the jargon of filmmaking gets in the way of telling a story.
For over 3 decades, he's been Hollywood's genre chameleon, the man who can do anything. Gritty westerns, superhero swan songs, music biopics, psychological thrillers. From Copland to Logan, Walk the Line to Ford v Ferrari, his work doesn't fit in boxes. It escapes them. But behind every reinvention, every genre he conquers, every character who feels painfully real, there's a foundation. Mangold didn't stumble into versatility. He studied it. He built it from the films that refused to be just one thing. The ones that showed him how to blend action with emotion, how to make blockbusters feel intimate, how to never repeat yourself. He's not chasing trends. He's chasing the truth. And when he names his favorites, he's not listing classics to impress you. He's showing you his education. These 10 films didn't just inspire James Mangold. They taught him how to be fearless, how to make every film feel like the first one. 10. The Wild Bunch, 1969. Sam Peckinpah's The Wild Bunch hit James Mangold like a bullet. This isn't a clean Western. It's violent, bloody, and honest about what killing actually means.
Like after I made Copland many years ago, which was like almost all male movie, I made Girl Interrupted.
Aging outlaws facing a world that's moved past them. No heroes, just men trying to survive their last ride. Mangold has said this film showed him that Westerns could be tragic, that they could hurt. What obsessed him was Peckinpah's refusal to romanticize. The slow-motion violence isn't beautiful, it's brutal. The characters aren't noble, they're desperate. But Peckinpah gives them dignity anyway. He makes you care about men you probably shouldn't. Mangold studied how violence could have weight, how action could carry emotion. You see the Wild Bunch in everything Mangold does. Logan is basically the Wild Bunch with superheroes. Aging warrior, one last mission. Bloody and heartbreaking. 3.10 to Yuma channels that same doomed energy. Mangold learned from Peckinpah that tough genres can have soft hearts, that the most violent films can also be the most human. 9. The Searchers, 1956.
I'd better get a shirt on, man.
I ain't going volunteer until I've had my coffee. Now drink your own, Reverend.
John Ford's The Searchers gave James Mangold a different kind of Western. Not bloody like Peckinpah, operatic, obsessive. John Wayne plays Ethan Edwards, a man consumed by hatred, searching for his kidnapped niece for years. He's the hero and the monster. Ford never looks away from that contradiction. What hooked Mangold was the complexity.
It really wasn't. I think that there was a script that was written even before Darren came on the movie.
Ethan is racist, violent, and broken. But Ford shoots him like a mythic figure against Monument Valley. The landscape dwarfs him. The quest consumes him. Mangold learned that protagonists don't have to be likable. They just have to be compelling. Real. Logan channels this directly. Wolverine as Ethan Edwards, a violent man on one last journey, haunted by what he's done. The Western DNA runs through Mangold's work because of Ford, the wide landscapes, the moral ambiguity, the sense that violence leaves scars that never heal. The Searchers taught him that Westerns aren't about the frontier. They're about what men become out there. 8. All the President's Men, 1976.
Where you going? What are you doing? Polishing. You what? Polishing. What's wrong with it?
Alan J. Pakula's. All the President's Men is a thriller made from phone calls and typewriters. No car chases, no gunfights. Just 2 reporters digging for the truth.
The skills of a filmmaker, the skills of the actors involved, the skills and the passion inside the writing.
Woodward and Bernstein unraveled Watergate through research, sources, and relentless persistence. Mangold has called it one of the most suspenseful films ever made, and there's barely any action. What Mangold studied was the process. Pakula shows the work, the dead ends, the frustration, the small victories that build to something massive. The film respects intelligence. It trusts the audience to follow the investigation without dumbing it down. Mangold learned that the procedure can be riveting, that watching people work is dramatic if you care about the stakes. Ford v. Ferrari borrows this approach. It's not just racing, it's engineering, testing, failing, improving. Walk the Line shows Johnny Cash's creative process. Mangold doesn't skip the work to get to the glory. He learned from Pakula that the journey is the story. That detail creates authenticity. That truth is always more interesting than shortcuts. 7. Mean Streets, 1973.
I won't. Why should I? Let me out of this car.
Hey, come here.
Martin Scorsese's Mean Streets showed James Mangold what raw cinema looks like. No polish, no distance. Just handheld cameras in the streets of Little Italy, following small-time criminals who'll never escape their neighborhood.
I was like, so when would this have happened? And they were like 25,000 years before episode 1.
Harvey Keitel and Robert De Niro young, hungry, dangerous. Scorsese made it for nothing and changed everything. What grabbed Mangold was the energy. Mean Streets moves like Scorsese is discovering cinema for the first time. The needle drops, the long takes, the violence that erupts without warning. It feels urgent, personal, like the film might explode. Mangold studied how Scorsese used music as a character, how he made New York feel claustrophobic and alive. You see it in Copland, Mangold's version of Mean Streets set in New Jersey. Corrupt cops, trapped characters. That same sense of men drowning in their choices. Mangold learned from Scorsese that location is destiny, that regional stories hit universal, that low budget doesn't mean low ambition. Mean Streets proved you don't need money to make cinema that matters. 6. McCabe and Mrs. Miller, 1971.
Okay, because you think small. You think small because you're afraid to think big.
Robert Altman's McCabe and Mrs. Miller destroyed the Western and rebuilt it in mud. No clean shootouts, no clear heroes, just a gambler and a businesswoman trying to survive in a frozen mining town. It looks like old photographs. It sounds like whispers.
I've always had a taste for it, but I wanted a chance to tell a story I really cared about.
Leonard Cohen's music bleeds through every frame. Mangold has said it's the most melancholy Western ever made. What fascinated him was Altman's approach, the overlapping dialogue, the zooms, the way characters fade into the background of their own story. Altman shoots the Old West like it was cold, dirty, and disappointing. There's no glory, just capitalism and death. Mangold studied how Altman deflated myths without losing emotion. 3.10 to Yuma carries this influence. It's a Western about economics as much as honor, about men trapped by money and pride. Mangold learned from Altman that you can love a genre and question it simultaneously. That revisionism doesn't mean cynicism. McCabe dies in the snow while the town burns. That ending haunted Mangold. Still does. 5. Network, 1976.
Those are the nations of the world today. What do you think the Russians talk about in their councils of state?
Sidney Loomis Network is a prophecy disguised as satire. A news anchor has a breakdown on air and becomes a ratings sensation. The film predicted reality TV, outrage as entertainment, and corporations selling anger for profit. Made in 1976, terrifyingly accurate today. Mangold has called it the most prescient film ever made. What stunned him was the writing. Paddy Chayefsky's script is ruthless. Characters deliver monologues that feel like manifestos. "I'm mad as hell and I'm not going to take this anymore" became a cultural shorthand. But beneath the speeches is real rage, real despair about what the media does to the truth. Lumet directs it like a thriller about ideas. Mangold learned that films can argue, that they can be angry and articulate simultaneously. Walk the Line examines the music industry's machinery. Ford v. Ferrari shows corporate interference crushing creativity. Mangold absorbed the network's lesson that systems corrupt individuals, that entertainment and exploitation are often the same thing. Lumet made a film that gets more relevant every year. Mangold respects that staying power. 4. The Conversation, 1974.
Listen, my name is Harry Call.
Francis Ford Coppola's The conversation is paranoia as an art form. Gene Hackman plays a surveillance expert who records a conversation that might be evidence of murder, or might not be. The film loops back on itself. Repeat dialogue. Changes meaning with context. Mangold has said it's a masterclass in ambiguity, in making the audience work. What obsessed him was the sound design. The entire film is about listening. Hackman isolates audio, filters noise, searches for truth in recordings. Coppola makes sound visual, makes silence terrifying. The final scene where Hackman tears apart his apartment looking for bugs is pure cinematic paranoia. Identity explores similar territory. A man questioning his own memories. Reality is becoming unreliable. Mangold learned from Coppola that mystery works best when nothing is certain, that you can withhold answers without cheating, that subjectivity is more honest than objectivity. The conversation taught him that films don't need to resolve, they need to resonate, that sometimes the question is better than the answer. 3. The Godfather, 1972.
You're unlucky.
Coppola appears twice on this list, but The Godfather is a different kind of influence. This isn't experimental, it's epic. The American crime saga that redefined what blockbusters could be. 3 hours of family, power, and corruption. Brando mumbling. Pacino transformed from war hero to cold-blooded Don. Mangold has called it perfect filmmaking, not a wasted frame. What he studied was the structure. The Godfather is a character study disguised as a gangster film. Michael Corleone's descent is gradual, inevitable, tragic. Coppola never rushes it. He lets scenes breathe. The wedding opening establishes an entire world. The restaurant shooting happens fast but lands heavy. Every murder changes Michael a little more. Logan follows this template. Wolverine's final journey structured like tragedy. Ford v Ferrari builds character through small moments before the big race. Mangold learned from Coppola that spectacle needs foundation, that you earn the big moments through the quiet ones. The Godfather proved that popular cinema could also be personal, that craft and commerce aren't opposites. 2. Bonnie and Clyde, 1967. Arthur Penn's Bonnie and Clyde broke American cinema in half. Before this, movies were clean. After this, they bled. Warren Beatty and Faye Dunaway as Depression-era bank robbers. Sexy, violent, doomed. The ending is 50 gunshots that don't cut away. Penn made violence real again, made death hurt. What revolutionized Mangold was the tone. Bonnie and Clyde mixes comedy and brutality without warning. One scene you're laughing. In the next scene, someone's face is blown off. Penn doesn't smooth the transitions. The whiplash is intentional. Mangold studied how this tonal chaos makes everything feel dangerous. Unpredictable. Logan does this constantly. Dark comedy, brutal violence, genuine emotion, all colliding. Walk the Line balances Cash's humor with his addiction. Mangold learned from Penn that tonal variety creates realism. Life doesn't stay in one register. Neither should films. Bonnie and Clyde ended the Hays Code era. It gave filmmakers permission to show the truth. Mangold built his career on that permission, on the idea that movies can be messy and honest. 1. Chinatown, 1974. Roman Polanski's Chinatown sits at the top. For James Mangold, it's filmmaking perfection. A noir detective story that unfolds like Greek tragedy. Jack Nicholson investigating water rights in the 1930s Los Angeles. The mystery deepens. The corruption spreads. The ending destroys you. Mangold has said this film taught him that genre is just the vessel. The story is what matters. What makes it untouchable is the craft. Robert Towne's script is architecture. Every line pays off. Every clue matters. Polanski's direction is invisible. He lets the story unfold without tricks. The final scene in Chinatown, forget it, Jake, it's Chinatown, is cinema's most devastating farewell. Evil wins. Innocence dies. The hero fails. Mangold builds every film chasing this standard. The locked room mystery of identity. The moral collapse in Copland. The tragic ending of Logan. He learned from Chinatown that great films hurt, that they don't comfort you, that sometimes the detective solves the case and wishes he hadn't. One film, perfect execution. That's why it's #1. James Mangold doesn't make the same film twice, but these 10 movies taught him how. They showed him that genre is a starting point, not a prison. That craft matters. That truth cuts deeper than spectacle. Which one do you return to? Comment below and subscribe for more filmmaker breakdowns.